We are now recording. Thank you for everybody for coming in. I'll talk with the other two. Mute yourselves if you could. This morning we've got two guest speakers with us. The first one is going to be Hanry. He is taking care of a lot of the Neschen materials that we now have available to us. And that's what he's going to be going through here in a few minutes. Hi, Brian.
Good day, sir.
And then we also will have Lisa Smoke from our franchise department after Hanry is able to go through his wares, and we'll go from there. Hanry, if you would, you can go ahead and share your screen now, sir, and I'll give it on over to you.
Great, perfect. And I just want to make sure everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So I am gonna start with just some short videos really quick to go over some of our materials. So this way you guys have some ideas. Did everybody receive the catalog that we sent to you, the hand samples?
Yes.
Okay. If you didn't receive that this morning.
That's the email I sent to you guys last week, or earlier, I guess it was last week, saying he was going to try to send them out to everybody. If you didn't get them, they're probably on their way or they're at your warehouse.
Right. So just let me know if you didn't receive it, and we'll find out where about the scan samples. So I'm going to start the video really quick here. Let me go ahead and do that.
Barely hear. I can barely hear him.
Oh, okay, so give me a second. What about right now? Is it better? Is it better right now?
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna start with the video first. Here we go.
Window graphic application with vinyl can be very difficult, but with EasyDot, it becomes a simple process with no bubbles, wrinkle-free, and requiring no special skills. What makes EasyDot so easy to install is the unique adhesive dot system found on the back of the vinyl. EasyDot is available in a transparent frost and matte white vinyl and is for use with UV curable, solvent, eco-solvent, and latex inks. In order to explain the advantage of using EasyDot, let's look at a few videos. On the bottom left-hand side, you see how EasyDot is easy to apply to a window, one of the most difficult applications in the world. You can see this gentleman used absolutely no tools. He was able to position it and use his hand to because of the special air release capability of the arrangement of the dots. On the right-hand side are two other ways of applying vinyl, normal vinyl, to a window. To try to do this by the vinyl, you're going to find that it wrinkles, produces bubbles, and is nearly impossible to apply. On the right-hand side, you'll see a video where they're using a wet application. Now, this is typical for most window applications, but it takes a little bit of skill, a lot more time, and you have to allow it to dry and get rid of some small bubbles that might form beneath the actual vinyl. You can see by demonstration here, using EasyDot reduces the amount of labor because of the dot arrangements under the vinyl. It also is repositionable and can be removed with ease. EasyDot will give you a very easy way to accomplish this task and many others, whether it's interior walls, doors, or substrates.
Okay, so that's the first video that I want to show you, just to give you a little bit of a demonstration on how easy it is to use the Easy Dots compared to other adhesive products on the market. Now the Easy Dot, it is probably one of the easiest peel and stick adhesive media. It is specialized for retails, malls, stadiums, office events, and conventions and museums. With this, actually, this video come out like about 6 years ago, and at that time, there's only clear and matte available. But now we have this because in Europe, people like this convenience that Neschen has actually developed a lot of specialty, unique material with this Easy Dot technology. I'm going to show a second video right now. It's a video that we did at a clinic in Poland, and just to use the Easy Dot products on the on some of the application here.
Thanks to the dot adhesive technology, the air is pushed outside in an easy manner. Does the product used on the floor print and wash have any special properties? Yes, it does. The product has a slightly rough surface that makes it anti-slip. Additionally, it does not require lamination. That significantly saves costs. For this product, we recommend UV printing technology. Is a place like this a good idea for an interior design project? Yes, it is. Through colorful and joyful wall applications, we may not only change the room decoration, but also child's attitude towards the place.
That's awful.
The product.
Brian, let's you and I talk after the meeting as well about that pricing.
So you can see on the video there that this product is so easy to install. Little kids can put this up with no bubbles. They can be repositionable. And even when you're done with the material, after a couple months, you can take it off and it's not going to leave any adhesive behind. Which is, like I said, it gives the printers the option now to send it to the store and anyone to put up the graphics and take it off when they're finished. Just to show you here on the screen here, I'm going to show you some newer products that we have from the Easy Dot. And I'm just going to briefly go over what they're good for and what kind of advantage they have. Now you can see the newest product. I would say the print and walk is definitely going to be one of the most popular products from the Easy Dot, which is right here. You can see here. It's actually a 2-in-1 solution. For floor graphics. It does not require lamination or protective film. It's directly printable and is R9 certified for slip resistant. And we do recommend using UV ink for this particular application. When you print with UV ink on paper, we said it's actually for 3 months. But actually, we have used this in a supermarket where we put near the counter to promote customer loyalty, and we have traffic walking back and forth, regular cleaning, and it held up great, for 13 months. So this is a very cost-effective material for a short-term floor graphics. and or somewhere that is going to change the graphic frequently.
Henry, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Henry, are you showing showing your screen of the video, or are you showing something else?
Oh, you didn't? It's not showing up on the
No,
screen?
it's only showing the video, sir.
Let me see here. Maybe I need to close out the video. Okay, let me
There
start.
we go. That we see print media now. Oh, go ahead.
And then let me go ahead and do this one. There you go. I didn't know. Sorry.
You're gonna hit. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
So this is just some pictures that you can see here. We do have actually a brand new one, which is the transparent version. But the most popular one is still going to be our the original print and walk white. Let's see here. And so that's definitely going to be one of the most asked products from the Easy Dots. Now we also have the transparent version for the Easy Dot, which you can see here comparing to our clear is actually a lot more translucent than a frost finish of the Easy Dot. It gives a very good color, good contrast, and you are able to do inverse mounting for inside window applications. And some of the people actually use the transparent as a backlit product as well. So that could be an option for some of your customers. Now, we also have Easy Dot chalkboard, which you can use standard chalk or a liquid chalk with this. It does have the Easy Dot technology, so customers can put this up very easily, mount, pretty much apply it onto many sort of substrates with the bubble-free finish. And they are, like I said, easy to wipe off with a wet sponge or a cloth. And we also have a gold and silver. You can see here on the right-hand side. They are a very nice material for plottings or cutting into shapes. And you are able to do inverse plotting on it as well, because on both sides of the material is the same color. So you can do inside mounting for shapes, like I said, and it's great for Christmas time, whereas or any kind of graphic that need the gold and silver finish, and they are also printable as well. Now the next item that I want to go over is the goodie dot right here. So basically, with a lot of specialty material, we also created a double-sided mounting film. So we sell this adhesive dot on a roll of liner, and you apply this goodie dot onto a media with a laminator or a little rolling squeegee. It pretty much now you are able to apply adhesive onto photos, posters, PVC foam board, banner material. So now a lot of your customer will have this option to apply the adhesive on there and to get that bubble-free reposition properties onto many sort of media. And with all our products, we have a very good double-sided PE liner. So the material is going to give you perfect flatness. It's not going to curl. It's actually a very good resistant to humidities, and it's just a better handling and for cutting into sheets as well. And you can see here, compare our Easy Dot with our competitors. You're gonna see, when they do cutting on it, it's actually the edges is actually a lot nicer, a lot flatter, and it's not gonna have those lift edges and whatnot. And printing is also very impressive compared to other Easy Dot materials. You can see here ours, you know, with the dot adhesive, you are going to get a slight textures on the material, but you know, with ours, the print quality is just a lot better. And our adhesive is actually very excellent as well. It could hold up really good on a lot of smooth and flat surfaces. When you're done with the material, when you remove, it's not going to leave sticky adhesive behind because of the dotted shape adhesive. And if only in extreme condition, let's say you leave it out in the sun for a long time, you might get some shrinkage on the side of the material. But you know, because of the dotted shape, they can be, if they do leave any sticky adhesive behind, they can be easily rubbed off just with your fingers. Let's see here. Let me see if I missed anything else here. Yes, we also have a new line of glass decal products. These are made of the polymeric resin, so they are meant for outdoor, and is about 7 years outdoor, 10 years indoor. And they are a really good edge glass film, so they can be printed with, they can be cut into logos, as you can see here. And when they are printed, if you receive the samples, you can see it's also an excellent window advertising material because it actually print really good on all digital printers, latex, UV, echo solvent, and even screen printing inks. We come up with 4 colors. The most popular colors is going to be dusted and frosted. We also give you some seasonal color like the pastel rose and pastel mint color. Let's see here. So those are some of the materials. We also have a anti-graffiti protective laminate. So if you do run into some customers that need some sort of protective film for against vandalism, this is actually a very good material as well. And some of my customers use it as a dry erase sometime as well. But the sizes they offer are a little bit different. It's available, you can see here, 41 inch, 51 inch, and 60 inch. Yeah, so that is basically majority of the material that we are focusing on. Is there any kind of questions you want to ask?
I have one.
Okay.
This is Jane.
Okay, hi,
Hi,
Jane.
Henry. Hi. On your dusted and frosted, how well does it cut and weed?
It cuts very well. Like I said, the dusted and I mean, these materials are meant for cutting into letters and shapes, so you shouldn't have any problem.
How does your, well, I guess you wouldn't know. How does your price compare to the competition, like the Avery and the Orful?
For this particularly, for this, the glass decal films, they are very competitive. The pricing is about, I would say, about 80 something cents, I would say, as a suggested retail price. So, you know, compared to other edge glass film, they are probably like 90 cents per square foot or so.
Okay.
So with our material, it is very competitive.
I will mention to everybody that right now, Hanry is working on getting the Neschen line, some of the Neschen lines put back into our catalog. However, most everything that we have on this line right now is special order. So get with the department so that they can get pricing and availability for you on any particular product. At this point.
Tad?
Yes.
Just ballpark, how long of a turnaround are we looking at from the time we place an order until we get it? 2 weeks?
Hanry?
I would say if, let's say, you know, on the Easy Dot, the glass decal, all the things that I show you today, they are available in our LA warehouse right now. It is well stocked, so the turnaround time is actually very quick. If you place an order, I probably can send it out, you know, within the next day or 2-3 days.
So
Henry, what is your, tell me again your sampling, how you sample for our customers?
So if you guys need hand samples, we do have the A4 size print sample to pass out to you guys. And if you guys need test rolls, I do have some 27 inch material that I cut out from a full roll that I can send to you guys as well. Did that answer your question?
mainly, Jane, the hand samples that he has, the little information that he sent to you, we do not want to give that to a customer. We just want to show the customer at that point in time. But he does have, you do have printed samples, don't you, Henry?
I have printed sample, and I do have, like I said, unprinted test rolls. So if your customer wants to test some particular items with their printers, I can provide those unprinted sample rolls for you.
Do you charge us for this? Did we ask you to send to customers?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Do you charge us for that? Like the customers for the sample roll?
Now, let's say if it's, I guess you guys are all on the West Coast, so I'm just gonna make it easy, and if you guys need samples, I just send it directly to you, and you can send it to your customer, or I can send it directly to your customer. It's your choice.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I want to share something else with you guys. Give me one more moment here. Let's see. So this is Neshen's website, and the reason I want to show you is that I want to show you here that they are they categorize the Easy Dot, you know, by the latex ink, UV inks, or solvent inks, and they are under the monomeric vinyls. And from here, you can see here they listed a lot of the Easy Dots for you. And the reason I want to show you this is that if, let's say, your customer wants some data sheets or you know, the standard fire certifications, they are available here. So you know, if you need it, I can send it to you as well. But I'm just saying, you can't go on there if you know you need something right away. You need to download like a data sheet and certification for you know, different materials. Okay, and I just want to thank you for everybody. Like I said, I'm very I'd be happy to, if you guys need any help, if you guys want to do any kind of joint sales calls with me, I'd be happy to go with you to your clients and do some demo for them as well. Now, is there any other questions you guys have relating to the Easy Dots and some of the Neschen products?
Well, I'm just kind of curious exactly what we do carry in the Neschen line. Or is everything special order?
Again, Randy, most everything that we have direct are capable of ordering direct, and that's where we're at right now. We don't actually have anything in our catalog for the Neschen line as of yet. Something we used to have, we went away from it because Neschen did not have a presence here in the United States for a short period of time, and now they're back. So they're working on getting more presence in our catalog. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. I know in the beginning we were having a lot of some issue where, because it's not in the catalog, you know, a lot of the Easy Dot material or the Neschen material were not, you know, we're confusing. People don't know if you guys are actually carrying them, or what's the process on getting a quote for them. But right now, I believe it's pretty ready. I mean, all the pricing, Yvonne has it, and my phone is always available if, let's say, you guys have any questions from your customers or need any kind of assistance. I'll be happy to help you guys. All right, so just email me if you didn't receive the packet of the hand samples. You can always give me a call or shoot me an email. Thank you, everybody, and I think that's pretty good, right? How you guys feel about the
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah, Hanry, thank you very much. If anybody has any questions, get Hanry involved with materials and things like that. Just as you can see, we've got a lot of other offerings that we may not have had in the past, or other options, I should say. So just make sure you get Hanry involved. He can help out a great deal. And there you go. Any other questions for Hanry?
Not at this moment.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hanry. You have yourself a wonderful day, sir, and we'll be talking to you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you, guys. You guys have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Bye, Henry.
Bye.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and transition on over to Lisa. Lisa would like to talk to us just real briefly about things that are going on. And Lisa, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Very good. Yes, ma'am, we can. Go for it.
Excellent. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm here to talk about franchises. So I sent a list to Ted. Ted, did you distribute that to your team, that Excel file that I sent? If not, it's not a big deal. But I just wanted everyone to see it, just FYI. It's a list of all the major franchise groups that we're working with, including Fast Signs, Signs Now, Signs by Tomorrow, all the Alliance group, and Sign World and Signorama. So these are the ones we really want to focus on. These are the ones we're really down with. Almost everyone is down in this major franchise category for a lot of different reasons. But what I want to focus on is that in the West region, we have 275 major franchise owners. And out of 275, only 112 did not receive a call in the month of March. So I think that's kind of where we need to focus and start and try and uncover, what's going on. I mean, we know we're up against some stiff competition, especially with Fast Signs. Grimco puts out a lot of marketing. There's a lot working against us in that. But if we're not visiting and we're not making a presence with these owners, we're never going to get the business. We're never going to uncover the real reason why they're not purchasing from sellers. So I think it's really important that we get our smiling faces in front of them and make some phone calls and just really have a presence with these groups. So I just want to stress the importance of that. I want you to know that you have tools available. We need to really start gathering information about pricing. If it's something that you can get a screenshot of where we're missing the mark on pricing, we need to hammer Stacy with this information. I know that with Avery, their MRP pricing turned out to not really be MRP pricing for the franchise group. So we need to get in there and make sure we're setting up pricing. And if you don't have the cheat sheet for that, let me know. I'll send it to you.
Lisa, we actually have franchise pricing now for the Avery. Has that been now set by Stacy and Avery?
Well, she hasn't set it up as franchise pricing just yet because Avery may change their mind on it.
Okay, so okay, that's what I wanted to find out. Don't worry about it then. Okay.
So we still have to set that up individually.
Okay.
But, let's get in there and get it done. If you need my help with it, let me know. Let's work on it. If they're not buying Avery, there's no sense in setting them up. Just set them up for the ones who are purchasing it. We don't want that business to go to Grimco. I know Grimco is even going even lower than what the Avery's list is. We are not doing that. We can only go by what Avery tells us we can do.
And just let everybody, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Lisa. Just let everybody.
No, go right ahead.
I need to make sure if you guys see any pricing in this from Grimco, and this includes 3M, that includes Avery, that includes anybody, regardless if they are a franchise or not, if we get me any invoices or price quotes showing that they are going below the MSRP or the MSP, okay? It's real important that we do that because honestly, it should not be happening. However, there's only so much that we can do. We will not do what they're doing, of course. And even if they're going lower than what Avery says on franchises, it is unfortunate. We still will lose the business until Avery and Grimco decide that Grimco's not allowed to deal with Avery anymore. Hopefully that'll be the case, but who knows, All right. Sorry about that, Lisa. Go ahead.
No worries. No worries. So just, like I said, just gather as much information as you can. We have to hammer Stacy with this. We have to hammer this point home. We just need to make sure that we're gathering as much as we can so that the folks at corporate understand what our challenges are. But if you don't get in there, if you don't make the call, we're never going to make any progress here. We've got to do better than 40% call rate on our franchises. We've got to do a lot better than that. Some other tools that are available to you are the wrap classes that we're scheduling. I know that Chuck's getting ready to do the 3M bus in his territory, so we're really excited to see how that turns out. Paula just did a class with her Fast Signs group in the Bay Area. Charlene did a Fast Signs class in Portland, and that was a tremendous help for her. It was a real success. So we've got these classes available. We can use our MDF points, our marketing funds for these classes. It costs us about anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 out of pocket, but we get that reimbursed from our manufacturers. So let's start scheduling some of these classes up. They're extremely valuable. If you need my help organizing it, that kind of thing, I'm here to help out. I've got checklists and videos and slide presentations and all kinds of tools to help us set up those classes. So let's get them scheduled. Let's use our marketing funds. We're throwing away marketing dollars every quarter. So let's just use them up. Let's use them up on these classes. It's extremely valuable tool that we can use. And if there's anything that I can help with as far as the franchises are concerned, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm here to help. If you're up against a one-off situation, let's try and overcome it. I know there are times where we're not going to be able to. I know Grimco does their two-a-day delivery. Obviously we can't, that's a little hard for us to overcome. We just need to hammer home the point that we have inventory. We need to make sure that we're putting out inventory requests, price requests, everything that we need to within our power to overcome some of those situations. I know they do their little 3% discount, but even with the 3%, a lot of times we can become more competitive. So again, it's just stuff that we need to uncover. Do you guys have any questions for me or some obstacles that you're finding in your territories, or don't everyone speak at once?
Hey, Lisa, it's Charlene in Portland. So if we find any intel about the franchises, do you want us to send you an email directly, or do we send it to Stacy as far as pricing?
Let's go ahead and copy me on it, but yes, let's send it. You know, we'll send in our price request, send it to Stacy. Please copy me on it. The more we share this information, the more we can become successful as a group. I want us to network. I want us to talk about what we're seeing in our territories. I think sharing this information is going to make us more successful in the long run.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and copy Lisa on it. That's fine. However, don't share with Stacy. Give it to me, please. Don't do it directly to Stacy. Let me do that, please. Okay.
Okay.
Also, on what you heard Lisa say is that, like, Chuck is about ready to do the 3M bus. What this is, if everybody can remember back, we have something going on with 3M. That is not something that we can actually just go out and schedule. We actually have to see where they're going to be at to be able to schedule any more at this point in time. So that's a little bit more of a precarious type situation. I am working right now with Orifal. We're putting together a class that will be going in Phoenix next month. And we will be seeing how that works and going forward with that for anybody, not just franchises. And that's the same with the 3M bus. It's not just franchises, it's anybody and everybody. That's where we want to get to. That's what we want to start doing. And Lisa can still help with all of that. She's here for everything fellers, but franchises for her. Okay? Lisa, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No worries. And I think that you all know that Pat Daly resigned, so we will be replacing him. The role will be a little bit different than what he was doing, but if you're interested, please let Tara know, and Ted, you got to tell your RSM. So just make sure that you're speaking up and letting us know, you know, if it's a position or if that's a position that you're interested in. Any other questions for me? Anyone?
Bueller? Bueller?
It's Monday.
Yes.
When you say that you'll set up individually, you mean individual franchisees? Is there a separate?
Yeah, so are you talking about the Avery pricing or?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, we have to set up individual franchisees on it for right now. I think in the long run, it's going to become part of the franchise price list, but for now we're setting it up individually. And that's only because Avery keeps telling Stacy that they're going to clarify the rules and change them. So,
Actually, unfortunately,
you know,
that's been going on for a whole month and a half right now. So,
yes, yep.
So,
but and Ted is right. Make sure you're getting screenshots. If you see something lower, make sure we're getting screenshots and that we're forwarding those off, because they're trying. The legal department at Avery is working on, you know, hammering Grimco on their cheating on this. So whenever you find them cheating, please get some documentation. Let's get it to Ted. Let's make sure that everyone's playing by the rules and that we stop this craziness on this Avery stuff.
And of course, if you see somebody else other than Grimco, make sure you get screenshots, any of our competitors.
Yes, definitely.
Say, Lisa, did you say you have an Avery list for franchises now?
Lisa,
yes.
The last one that I got from you was back in December. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, it's the one Stacy sent out. I think she copied you on it. It was actually, she sent it out in an email last week again to all the RSMs, and it has the list of MRP products and the lowest price we can go on those. And that's for franchises only.
Okay, thank you.
If Do you want me to send that to you, Ted? Forward that off to you?
Oh, here it is, Avery franchise pricing. I see it. But she didn't, all she did was the franchise pricing, but she did not send a list of franchises.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't actually have that. Could you send that to me, please?
The franchise lists are
Lisa, is it the one that you sent me that we talked about?
The pricing is, but if you want the actual franchisees, I need to put that together. The list that I've given Ted on the Excel file has all the major franchise groups.
Right. And
So
like,
I can.
the last one, Lisa, that I see is, like I said, back in December.
No, that's not it. It's
That's not
on
Okay, so I don't know when did you send that?
that last week when I requested to be on your conference call.
Oh, sorry about that. I got it right.
Oh, that's all right.
I have it right here. Sorry. I was looking at something else. I do apologize. Okay, so this is exactly what I was looking for. This works. I'll send this out to everybody here in a little bit.
And these are the ones we want to target. And I do want to say something about this because I do expect there's probably a few in there that may be out of business. They may be, for whatever reason, they shouldn't be on the list. They're miscoded or whatever. So when you come across those franchises, let me know so I can make a note and we don't put it in the list anymore.
Actually, the only one you sent out was the central one.
Well, there's 4 tabs down there.
Oh, does it?
So your tab would be the West.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's right here. You did. Why did you do that? Don't do that. All right. Sorry. Anybody questions? All right. So, Lisa, thank you again for coming on and joining us for this. I do appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me. And like I said, if you guys need help with any franchises, even if it's a small issue, let me know. Let's work through it. Let's see if we can't come up with a solution and help build our sales growth for the West.
If you all need to set up pricing for Avery for the franchises, send a request to Lisa, copy me on it, please. And again, we don't want to set up your franchises just because of the fact that they're a franchise, only if they are actually going to be buying Avery. And if for some reason we're losing business, we capture that fact.
Okay, if we set up this price and later on Avery changed their mind with Stacy, whatever they try to do, are we going to raise on the customers again?
We have to go along with whatever Avery dictates. So that is a possibility. And if that happens, Stacy's got to fix it on her end.
But keep in mind, that's going to be for everybody. So if Avery decides, no, everybody pays the same pricing, regardless if you're a franchise or not, then their pricing will go up. And if we are going to set a customer up, we need to let them know this is all before Avery has had a chance to finalize everything for franchises. We're still waiting for their final approval, but let's get you set up for now. Okay? Anybody else? Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. And I look forward to hearing from everyone. And, let's work together on this and see if we can't get in a positive situation here. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Let's see here. Any questions on anything so far this morning? Okay. Didn't think so. I will send this out, this what I'm looking at right now so that you guys can see it. And I'm just going to send this file out. It's going to have everybody in there, not all of your franchises, just your main franchises. Okay, so you guys have a list of your franchises. You guys know who you need to contact. I give you that every month at the beginning of the month when we get our buyers list. So I separate that out, and if you have a question on any of that, make sure you get with me. Okay. In fact, let me just go ahead and forward this to you guys right now. There, done. Okay, real quick, I just want to go over, since we have a new price setup sheet, I'm going to go over that with everybody right now. And if you guys have a question on any of that, you can let me know at that point. Now, the new price setup sheet that is on the website was updated last week. And this is the one you can use, or the one that I sent out. It may have a little bit of a different color, but everything else should stay the same or be the same. All right, date. That's the date you're going to request the date that you're requesting the pricing. Your warehouse, of course, your customer number, the product, group code, and unit. The nice thing about that is it's all on your price, your cheat sheet. Where is it? Let's go for 3M cut vinyl. There you go, 5100. There's your group code. There's your unit. Copy that and, oops, put it in right here. There you go. You've just set it up. So you see here where it says each or per yard. This is where if it's a roll of material, you set it up as a roll. If it's a per yard, which this one, for instance, would be, as well as all your color change. You put your per yard 1 through 24, 1 through 49. If you don't have a per yard price, or we have not set up a per yard price for that customer, only way to do that is to have documentation from a competitor that we need to do that. Let's say a 10-yard price that a competitor is giving. I will look at it, and if we approve that, it'll be a per yard price. That's where you would put it. If you have, or it's catalog pricing, you put 10,000. Why do you do that? First of all, we have that field, by the way, this has to be either 10,000 or the cost per roll, or the cost per yard. Okay, has to be populated. The reason for the 10,000, it denotes, first of all, catalog. The computer automatically recognizes 10,000 or anything above 10,000 as a catalog code, so it automatically will put catalog pricing in there. Okay. Questions on that? All right. Yes. Chuck, you need to unmute.
So this has been a point of confusion. And one of the things that I got from Janet last week was she said, if it is cut vinyl or plotter vinyl, it's always yards.
That is correct.
I had put down roll. When I put the roll price down.
That's why I'm showing you this right here, is when you actually do go to your cheat sheet, and it shows right on the cheat sheet on everything except for color change, whether it's a roll or a yard. Let's go to digital. It says each. That's a roll. Okay?
Right.
All right. So go ahead.
No, that's it.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
Okay. So even if we're doing roll pricing
for cut yardage
on Avery 631, that in that category line, it still says yards.
That is correct, and it will go as yards. That is correct. I'm going to go with what everything else is right here. So, all right. Thank you, Chuck.
All right.
All right. So price break, quantity 1, price break, and quantity 1. You notice that they're both in yellow. That means when you give a quantity price break, let's say it's on this 5100, and let's say it's the 50-yard price. You put the per yard price in here, and then you put 50. Okay? If it happens to qualify for a 10-yard price break, we have a few that still do, then you would actually put, if it's for 10, you put the price per yard right here, and you put 10. If you have a 50-yard price break, and that would be most likely if you have, if it does not qualify for a 10-yard, then you would put the 50 here and here. Okay. If you have something that does qualify for a 10-yard pricing, then you would actually put in quantity 2 the 50-yard and put quantity 2 50. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. What doesn't make sense about it?
So for the yellow, if I want to set up a 10-yard price.
That's only if the product qualifies for 10-yard pricing. Just to let you know, the only qualified pricing for 10 yards right now is some metallics, or I'm sorry, some reflective. Everything else is by the 50-yard rule.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead. Does that answer your question right away or not really?
Okay, so if for reflective example, the 10-yard,
Right.
so do we put in the yellow or in the green or in the little?
Okay, so if you have one that is qualified for a 10-yard pricing, let's say the reflective, and we give a 10-yard price break, okay, then you put it in the yellow and you put quantity 1 is 10. That means 10 yards.
Okay,
And
so example, if it's $9.75 per yard, right? And then we put quantity of 10.
Correct.
On the yellow.
And
Okay,
let's say
then,
let's go ahead and take that and say the 50-yard price is $8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where you would actually put the quantity price break 2 of $8.50.
Okay.
Okay, so that means you have the per yard price for 10 yards, per yard price for 50 yards.
Okay.
Okay.
So the blue is per yard.
Blue is always
yellow,
per yard, 1 through, let's say, okay, let's use another example. And non-printables. So you have Avery color. Unfortunately, this is a little bit different because of the fact that you have it per yard, but it says colors. That's all it says. So in this instance, here you would want to put Avery and then put SW 900. This is the only one where you'll actually should have to do anything different. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now what you have here, for instance, is, let's go ahead and copy everything over. Oops. You have the 2435 for a per yard for 1 through 24. What was that? 2934, doesn't really matter. And then for our 2435. So, and then you got 1965. Okay. Then you put the 25 over here.
How come you don't put on the green one?
The green one, you don't put anything in green because we don't do anything beyond that. So you put the 10, let's put it this way, guys. We're going to be getting rid of all 10-yard pricing eventually. Okay. So let's just not worry about that because that's throwing people off. Use the yellow. Don't worry about the green. If you need 10-yard pricing, get with me and we'll go over that. Okay.
Right.
The yellow or the G blue is a per yard 1 through 24. Quantity price, which would be a 25-yard roll for this one, then you put 25 here. Questions? Questions on any of this? Another example. Do you guys want me to do another example, and of what?
Oracle 651.
I'm sorry?
Oracle 651.
Oracle 651. Let's do that. All right, 651. Yeah. Let's go up. 24-inch. Copy. Paste. Okay. So right now we know that it's catalog pricing for per yard, right? And then we've got 8165 for a 50-yard roll. Sorry. So you take now 8165 divided by 50 gives you 1633. Or is that, I'm sorry, 1.633, is that right? Okay.
Okay, so if Simon have 10-yard price, are we gonna set up a 10 price for customers?
Again, that will not be a 10-yard price, that'll be a per yard price. So let's say your customer, we approve a per yard price because Sign Warehouse gives a price. Let's say this one here for a per yard price of $2.50. That's what you would do. Is that right?
So instead of having a 10-yard price, Angel, it would be a 1 to 10-yard price would be the same thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. And we prefer that if it's a 10-yard price that we're matching, we prefer them buy in 10 yards. However, we are not going to hold them to that. Just it's a per yard price. That's all it is. Okay.
Since we don't have the 10-yard. Okay. Price.
And you get with me though. You do not authorize it yourself. You have to have documentation. You need to get with me and we'll approve it together. That's why you send me an email with documentation. I will send you back, match that price, and make sure that when you're setting that up, you send in documentation with it. Okay? Questions? Anybody? Okay. How's everybody feeling this month? I know this month we've actually had some good things going on, some other things that not so good, but we're still holding our own. Just to let you guys know, if you are not aware, why would you be? We are still the #1 region in the company. Everybody else is still struggling in a lot of territories, not because of anything except for some reason, our team seems to be overcoming the obstacle of our price change a lot better than all of the other divisions. I don't know what it is that we have done better, but we have done a masterful job of making sure people understand price went up. What are you going to do? It happens. We've had a price adjustment. Price went up. What are you going to do? It happens. And if we lose a customer here and there, it's not because we haven't tried. It's because customers just don't like the fact that prices go up and they go to somewhere else. So that you know, if we've lost customers, we've actually gotten a good portion of them back because they go to a competitor. The competitor raised their prices as well. This has been going on since we started raising the pricing and making sure that people understood that we're not going to go to the bottom of the barrel with everybody else. Grimco, Montroy, and a couple of other ones, Denko is the other one. They've already started raising their prices to be a little bit more in line with us, okay? That's a good thing because they're starting to see that they can't make it any more better than we can. We still have those anomalies where They're going to go to the bottom of the barrel, but we take each one of those individually and we will look at them. And if it's still good, profitable for us, as far as because the customer is buying a lot of other materials from us and we are still making money as a whole, then we'll look at it and we'll approve it maybe for 60 to 90 days. I've done a lot of that as well, to where we'll see if the customer actually starts purchasing from us at that pricing and and the business has increased, then in 90 days we'll look at it and we will determine at that point whether or not we need new documentation, which can happen, or whether or not we seem to be good and still profitable with that particular company. Questions on that? Okay. Something that was brought to my attention that I'm going to make a change on our how we do things in Goldmine. When you're completing, let me go ahead and you're completing a call. Damn it. Outgoing or incoming doesn't really matter. I've had you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 / call, and if you happen to have another call but for a different product or something like that, you do -2. One of the things that we started in at the very beginning, and I said, wait a minute, we can't do that because people are abusing this. I'm going to need you guys to be on the level when you're doing this. So still do the -2 if it's a different call, but then go ahead and put over here Avery 10 or SW 900. Okay, because that way pricing or whatever, that way you guys can go ahead and see it when you're asking about it. But please make sure that if it's the same customer doing this, okay, that you do your best when the customer calls back for the same product number. They just have another question on that, and you're putting that in there. Make sure that you're not putting a -2, or making sure that you put Avery SW 900 follow-up or something like that. We've got to try to make it so that it's not skewing the numbers. I want you guys to make sure that this is, does this make sense to everybody?
Sure.
Hey, Ted, it's Charlene. I have a quick question.
Sure.
I think I misunderstood. So I've been putting C as my first contact. If it's something different, then I've been putting C1, C2.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason I have you do dash, or it doesn't really matter if it's C1 or C2. It doesn't really matter as far as that goes. The reason I was having you do that is when I pull your report, I'm pulling everything that is individual. So I'm not pulling it by this. I'm making everything by /C. That's how I'm looking it up. Now, if I do /C, it brings up everything with a C. Okay. So that's a good thing. But if you only have /C, then it will automatically, if there's only just the /C in there and you don't have C/ or dash or a number, something like 1, it will automatically get rid of any extras in there. And that's the reason, for instance, if you had a second call on a different product, then that's where you'd put the C1 or C2, whatever it happens to be, so that it will actually keep that when I get rid of all duplicates.
Ah, no wonder. I was like, how come it seems like I have less call? I don't
Right.
What's the period of time for that? A month?
A month. I mean, because I pull that report every month. So let's say, okay, good question, actually. Let's say the customer calls back the following month for that same product because they haven't bought it yet. Guess what? That's a different call in that month for that same customer on the same product. Okay? You go ahead and just like any other month, it's a different month. The customer didn't buy it last month, but now they want to make sure that they have the right material and everything. So they call about it, and you guarantee that it's the right, or you say it's the right material, and then they go ahead and buy it. That's a different call to me. And
Well, I have customers call me like a couple later. Oh, what's that product we talk about?
okay, so
you talk about the same products. I had to remind them.
is that a couple days later?
Yeah, or next day or something like that.
That would not be considered an individual or a different call then. Customer calls back, what was that product we were talking about? That's considered the same call to me.
Yeah, but it's just different time they're calling you.
Doesn't matter. Okay, guys, I'm trying to make it so it's easy on you. If you want, we can make it totally different and do what everybody else in the company is doing. They're telling everybody you have to have 20 calls. You want to go to that? I don't think so. Okay. Now, they don't say 20 individual companies, but if they see that there are more than 2 calls per customer in any given month for anything, then they will count against you. Trying to do this so that it's fair. We seem to be doing very well with it. You see, it's a different time, but how often does that actually happen? That you actually have a customer call back 3 days later and talk about the same product. It can happen once in a while, but it doesn't happen very often. If it does, then you need to probably set expectations with the customers. Listen, we've already talked about that 5 different times this month. When are you going to decide to buy it?
So don't note it.
I'm sorry?
In other words, don't note it. Don't put it in the gold mine.
No, you should. Well, I mean, if you don't want to put it,
that's the confusing part. Yeah.
If you don't want to put it into gold mine because it's the same call,
I agree. I don't put in useless notes in gold mine. It's a waste of time.
If it's okay, I'll agree with you. But that then again, keep in mind, you want to do as much in gold mine as you can. And again, customer calls back and the customer finally says, I'm going to buy it, whatever. If you've already given all that information to the customer and they call back, what was that information again? And then they call back, what's that information again? You're right. I wouldn't put those other 2 calls in there. I would just, unless you want to put it in there and say the customer is just being an idiot. I mean, that's between.
Hey, Ted, but before you used to require like daily call reports, what I would do is those customers is that kind of generally at the end of the month or when I've wrapped up everything, I'll put it all in one big note. But, because of you want things that are tracked day to day, I kind of don't do that anymore. So
I'm sorry.
So what I used to do before this change was I used to wrap it all in one, like wrap all the conversations I had with that customer within a month, especially customers I know I speak to multiple times a month, all in one big goldmine note. But now we have to have a certain amount, kind of like the top 100. So I individually conversation.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions on this? Again, the main reason what I'm doing is I'm having you go ahead and put what the call was about if you'd like. Okay. But let's make sure that if we're talking to the customer about the same exact product or the same reason that we did 2 weeks ago, that we do our best to say in there just Avery SW900 because of the fact that I have to have you guys just be on your honor that you're not trying to skew the numbers. Okay? Right? Go ahead. Questions?
Well, no questions. I'm just it's curious to see now how many times some certain customers are calling me through the month where last year I didn't see that. Wasn't really taking note of that. I'm not sure if some customers are feeling more comfortable with me as I learn and grow, but I do notice that some customers are calling me a lot more in the last couple of months than they were last year.
Right. But you'll also notice they're calling about different products generally every time. They're not calling about the same products, right?
Right, which I'm grateful for.
Right, exactly.
That's what I mean. I noticed that they're calling me out on a lot more things a lot more often. Certain customers. I would like to see that with all my customers.
Well, that'd be great if all your customers did that, but unfortunately not all the customers are that disciplined, I guess. Questions on anything? Anybody? Damn. Okay. That's all I had. I had really good meetings, just to let you know, in both Paula's territory and Jane's territory last week with customers. And hopefully things will work out that we will actually get more business from those particular customers. It kind of seemed to work out pretty well. And that's all I got, guys. It's pretty simple. I was gone last week, as you all know. There was something else I was going to bring up, and now I cannot remember, and I do apologize for that. Okay. Guys, thank you again for everything. I do appreciate all the efforts you guys put in throughout the month. I'd love to have everybody get a bonus at the end of the month for every territory you're dealing with. That would be one hell of a month if we could get that to happen. I know that it's not always going to happen, and generally in a lot of places it just won't because of other things that are going on in that particular territory. So, but again, thank you for everything you guys have done with your territories. And get with me if you have any concerns, questions. I don't care. Call me and tell me that you're sick and tired of dealing with me and you don't want to deal with me anymore. You'll still have to deal with me, but at least I'll know. Okay?
At least it's recorded that we got that same.
There you go. All right, guys, thank you again for everything. And get with me if you have anything. Brian, give me a call as soon as we're done here. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Carly, let me call you back in a little bit after I've talked to Brian.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Monday.
You all too. Bye-bye.